Hey Sean, good morning.
Hey, hey, Sai, how are you, man? How are you?
Good, good, good.
Good, good.
Just want to introduce to you to the world actually. So Sean is expert in fitness for the last 25 years, right? Almost 25 years.
20 years, 20,
20 years, 20 years. So
20.
he has been tremendously doing, helping a lot of clients. So really blessed to get your appointment and
Yeah, yeah.
also a lot of inspiration from you. Actually, I want to take a 20 or 30 minutes podcast that will help people. So what's
Mhm.
your overall how much fitness is important to you, and also we need your guidance and help to the people who are can watch this podcast. Definitely this will bring help, value added to them. This will be great fitness journey for everyone.
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
yeah, you can introduce yourself. Like I know you have been, you moved to US to Thailand, so you can talk about your fitness journey and tell about yourself, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, fitness is my life every day. This is what I do, you know this, man. You know what I mean? Every day, gotta move, gotta work out. Um, the more we work out, the better the quality of life that we're gonna have in the future, right? That's the thing is we're getting ready for when we get older. You know, a lot of times if you don't work out, you decline faster as you get older, So a lot of times, a lot of this working out is just to keep what we have. You know what I mean? And just to be able to move better, get up and down off the couch, you know what I mean? Things like that. But no,
Good.
dude,
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So, so I just want to get in depth of your experience you have in fitness. Like there are various methodology each coach will follow, right? So,
Mhm.
take me the biggest strength and biggest weakness of as a coach. What are the different weakness and biggest strength you will tackle for each client? Each client will be different, right? So
Yeah,
how do
each
you
client
go
is
on?
different.
Yeah,
Each client is different of what their goals are going to be and what Um, so you have to kind of you have to mold each client to what they want in the future. Like a lot of times there's basic fitness of just a lot of times working out is almost the same, right? Like squats, lunges, presses. Everyone needs to do basic movements, but what the client's goals are, it goes into the intensity of the workout and maybe there's some clients that want to run more, right? Like I have some clients that hate running. So we always got to add a little bit of something in. So even if you hate running, light jogging is something that everyone should do. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So I want to take back in terms of fitness. What's your thought about in next 1 year or next 5 years? How do you compare the fitness industry will be with the current situation? And in next 10 years, there are a lot of technology improvement. How do you see the fitness importance of fitness with the various technology? What's your thought on that?
One thought I have is a lot of what's going on right now in the world, especially with America, is everyone is taking these weight loss drugs now, different type of weight loss drugs, um, and it's helping people lose a bunch of weight. There's also side effects to these drugs too. But the issue that I'm seeing is a lot of these people that are taking these drugs are not working out. Very small percentage of the people are not working out. A lot of these drugs are making them sick, fatigued. We're seeing issues of like osteoporosis, muscle loss, things like that, because people are just doing the drugs, feeling sick on the drug and not working out. So a lot of them are wasting muscle away. So what I see, because if you're taking these drugs to help yourself lose weight, which I'm not against, because people are addicted to food. So
Yeah,
if this thing helps with a lot of addictions, a lot of these weight loss drugs are also being treated with alcohol addiction, drug addiction, things like that. It helps people curb the addiction of things. But if you're not working out, you're going to have a problem later on in life. You're going to have a problem moving. You're going to have a problem with, like I said, osteoporosis. We're seeing that right now. So there's a lot of fractures that are happening. Um, and that's going to be more in the future. So my thing is, if you're gonna, these drugs are very common now. You got to work out. There's no option of not working out. You have to keep working out to keep the muscle you have, and even try to build more muscle and stay strong. That way, you won't waste away. If you're lifting weights and you're still getting your protein in, even on the weight loss drug, you still can combat the osteoporosis. That you're still gonna build muscle and move better. But a lot of times, there's a very small percentage of people that are working out on these drugs. So what I'm
exactly.
seeing is, what's that?
Exactly. Yeah, to add to that question, like a lot of people are taking drugs, as you said, to reduce their obese, to reduce the overweight. A lot of people I heard like they're taking Ozempic and various medicines that will reduce the weight. So that is a shortcut. A lot of people are doing that. What's your thought on that? Actually, I know anything you do shortcut that won't go lost, that will affect completely, right? So
No,
what
no,
what what's
yeah, a lot of times a lot of these people are not learning also how to eat. So the drugs are taken, the diet doesn't really change. They just eat less. So they put themselves in a calorie deficit because a lot of them are sick. They feel sick. They don't want to eat. It shuts off things of overeating because it slows down your digestion. So you get fuller faster. So a lot of times people still aren't changing their diet. They're still eating garbage, just less garbage. So you're still shrinking on a calorie deficit because they're not overeating. But again, they're not learning anything. So they're not learning ways to eat. So if they go off the drug, which I'm seeing a lot of things online, or people are just going to stay on these drugs for life now. They're just going to be on these things for life. That they're putting it in that category as like blood pressure medication. So they just automatically said, think I'm going to be on this forever. If they come off of these drugs and you don't have a system of eating, you're going to gain the weight back. The studies have been there. You're going to gain all the weight back plus more within a year and a half. So again, this is like, because again, a lot of these doctors are not talking about nutrition. They're just kind of giving the drugs and they don't even say anything about that. I believe they're putting themselves in a repeat business thing. So you don't learn how to eat, you're always going to come back to me to get this drug. So you have to learn how to eat. You have to prioritize protein, especially if you're eating less. You have to eat more protein to make sure your muscles don't waste away. So that's one of the things that's one of the main things that I see is
Yeah.
that they're injecting themselves with these drugs with no care of learning how to eat with them at the same time.
And also with a lot of people taking drugs, they're going in a shortcut. So do you
Yes.
think that will also be the back burner for them? That will have a lot of implication on the health. It will toll the health completely, and also a lot of side effects, right? It's not
Tons of
only,
side
it's maybe a temporary relief of reducing the weight, but there are a lot of side effects too, right?
tons of side effects. There's some that have more than others, but um, there's tons of side effects on these things. There's a class action lawsuits going on with some of these drugs. It's very harsh on the digestive tract. So it's not good to slow your digestion down because then you have less absorption of nutrients. So, like I said, it is a shortcut if you have to use it. There's people, like I said, there's people that need it. I put them in a category of addictions, right? Like when you're addicted to something, like if you're addicted to drugs, I would say try these drugs, try to inject yourself with these things and see how that helps. It's helped with people with alcoholism and things like that. Um, and you just have to learn how to eat correctly with it. So a lot of times you have to go to You have to learn how to eat. If you don't learn how to eat, you're going to eat the same garbage. So you're going to have less nutrition, less nutrients going into your system. So like I said, it is a shortcut. Um, but if you're going to use the shortcut, get the benefits out of the shortcut. If most people are not going to work out and eat bad, you're not going to get it the most out of the shortcut. You're still going to not look that great, and you're not going to feel that great either.
Got it. So, and another question is related to you have probably seen thousands of people in your career for the last 20 years. So, a lot of people train. For example, I have been training for the last 15 years. More or less, sometimes I'll be inconsistent. More or less, I hit the gym 4 or 5 times five times a week for sure. And consistently doing. But my question to you is like you have seen a lot of people consistently going to gym, but at the same time they have a habit of drinking. Some people I know they go to gym, but they still drink. They are not able to come out of the alcohol. So
Yep.
what's your thought on that actually? So how that will be helpful because they are putting their efforts for reducing the weight. They spend a lot of money they are spending a lot of money for the gym and maintenance and other thing, but still they are taking alcohol and other things. So what's your thought
It's
on this?
it's hard to be healthy drinking poison, right? It's just for me, it's just like prescription medication too. There's always side effects of prescription medication. You can't be healthy if this prescription is destroying your liver or destroying your kidneys. It's hard to be healthy drinking alcohol, which is doing the same, destroying your kidneys, destroying your liver. It does all these other things to the body negatively. So it's hard to be healthy and drink this stuff. Uh, I'm telling you, like 90% of my clients that have had issues of losing weight, alcohol is the main thing. I've as soon as they cut alcohol, they'll drop like 15, 20 pounds. But again, it's like it's an addiction. You know, a lot of times it's people that they have to do it. They surround themselves with they believe that alcohol is a like a relaxing thing. You're unwinding when really it's raising your cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So you think that at the time you're uh, relaxing, but you're actually increasing your stress over time during that week. Every time, everyone that I've known that has issues drinking, they'll drink on the weekend and feel like garbage for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the time Thursday, Friday comes around, they start feeling normal again. And then boom, again, Saturday, Sunday, drink again. So they keep this cycle up. They never get ahead on losing weight. Can you lose weight on alcohol? Yes, you can if you're in a calorie deficit. But again, how much nutrients are you not eating just to replace it with these empty calories of alcohol? So again, you most likely can be under eating protein and under eating carbs and fats because you want to fit in this alcohol, which is 100% nonsense. It's 100% non-nutritional garbage. What
Exactly.
I've seen, beer is the worst to me. I've seen beer being the worst. It packs on the pounds. It destroys hormones, men and women. But beer dumps estrogen in men. So a lot of times you see men with man boobs and they store fat in like women like places because you're drinking a estrogen hormone, turning your body into this thing. So again, it's not even like your genetics. You are drinking a hormone that is changing your body. And a lot of times, if you're a man and you're trying to increase your testosterone and you're trying to build muscle, alcohol is gonna destroy that. You know, are there 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds that are jacked and drink alcohol every weekend? Yes, I've seen it. Not many, though. I've known three in my life. It's not many that drink alcohol and look good. The older we get, it's worse. I know no 40-year-olds in shape, high testosterone that drink every weekend. I don't know them. And there's going to be people that's going to be out there saying, "Oh, that's me, that's me." let me see. A lot of times they're going to have excess body fat. Their testosterone is going to be through the floor, right? But again, people hold on to alcohol. Like it's just like sugar. People like defend what they're addicted to when really it's holding them back.
Got it. That's a good thought actually. A lot of people training for marathons, training for a lot of competition. I see still some people drinks. Maybe I can say in the younger age, 20, 25, 25-year old people still they are not coming out of that mode. They do both working out. They work out a lot. They work out hard. At the same time, they drink. As you said, um, it's a waste of time completely. It's a complete nonsense, as you said. It's a
Alcohol destroys any athletic advantage you're trying to get. If you're trying to increase your cardio and you're drinking, it destroys your lungs. Anyone anyone who has drank, try to work out the next day. You feel like garbage. You feel like total garbage. It takes days after drinking to feel normal again. And again, when you're working out, days later after drinking alcohol, your workouts aren't going to be that great. Yeah, any muscle gain you're trying to make, alcohol counters it because it stops building muscle, it stops burning fat, it tries to get this poison out of your system. There's a half life on alcohol of like 10 days. So if you're drinking every weekend, just because you're not drunk, it's in your body, it's in your cells, it's in your lungs. So as soon as like 7 days go by, you go and drink again. It's never out of your system. So if you're trying to increase your athleticism, alcohol is going to stop that. Look at how many athletes, professional athletes, alcohol has taken their career. It's shortened their career. Tons of them. There's tons of them over the years that alcohol has shortened their career. And a lot of people, and a lot of them were freaks, super freaks. They're super athletes that even when you're younger drinking, they're so good
yeah.
that they can still make it. But alcohol shortens it over time if you don't curb it.
That's a great point actually. So, with regard to the clients, you have seen many clients, right? There may be a lot of younger clients, right? So, how do you feel them more comfortable? Sometimes you feel that this guy is not doing good. It's a waste of your time. So maybe because young guys 20 to 25 or 28, they are on their own world actually. So how do you make them work hard? Sometimes they are a little bit lazy. So what?
Still, you gotta still. I will always recommend, even if you're drinking, you have to still work out. It's still doing something. You're still moving your body around. Um, you still are doing positive things. You got to work out. The working out is cleaning your body out faster. So if you're drinking, the working out is speeding up the process of helping your body clean it out. If you're drinking and not working out at the same time, then you're going to decline faster. And that's what I see with 40-year-old men. Like a lot of guys in their 40s, their bodies take a dump. It really declines in their 40s if they don't change these things. And they still want to drink like they're in their 20s and 30s. But every time I see someone in their 40s, they gain weight faster, the joints hurt. There's all these issues that happen because they refuse to stop drinking alcohol. And then on top of all the other stuff, medications and all these things that alcohol is going to make you take.
That's a good point actually. So and I want to talk about someone trained consistently for a year. Suddenly their progress has stopped. So, as a trainer, how do you diagnose, even though they are consistently taking the right food, right macronutrients, and the right sleep, but still their body weight is not changing? What is the first variable you think they are doing wrong?
Well, we have to look at the diet altogether. Like, so you have to make sure what the goal is first, right? So if he's not getting stronger, Because if he's not getting stronger or losing weight, you have to look at the diet. What's going on with the diet? Is he not eating enough, or are they eating still too much? Because you still can overeat good stuff too. So we have to track the food to make sure they're going with the goal they want. So if they're trying to get stronger, you want to be in a little bit of a surplus. And then again, if they're stagnant on losing weight, you got to look at the numbers and track their food and make sure they're in a calorie deficit. And then, like I said, the workouts generally are the same. The intensity should always be there. You always should be trying to do progressive overload. So that means you're always trying to get stronger a little bit each workout. So a lot of times it's with the nutrition to make sure that if something has stalled, a lot of times the nutrition has stalled too. People get more relaxed at times. They start eating a little more garbage, so that builds up over time. Because if you start eating a little more garbage and you're trying to lose weight, it's going to stop that. It's going to blunt that. So you have to look at the diet and make sure that if that they're eating for their goals. Because like I said, the workouts will be this similar. My workouts are very similar. There's always times I try to go heavier, get stronger, and then there's times where I'm just going for reps, right? Like 8 to 12 reps, just to get a pump in the muscle. So the workouts generally are the similar, you know. But like I said, if you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, you got to look at the nutrition and see what where they're at, and then evaluate what they're taking in, and then go from there.
Exactly. That's a good one actually. So I want to ask about the workout pattern. Like some people, everyone is working hard. Like a lot of people are busy, but even though the busy, everyone is busy. Everyone is working hard for money, whatever it is. So I'm trying to understand what is a normal time frame. People, I know in 7 days at least 5 days. What's your thought on that? Like, how many hours or how many minutes it's a good for anyone who's really working 10 hours to 12 hours or 13 hours, who's running a busy schedule? What's your advice for them in terms of
I would
what
always
you,
say
yeah,
I would always say between 45 to an hour a day on something. I am I don't really take days off completely. That's just if I take days off, my body tightens up. I feel like garbage. And I'm not saying kill yourself every day, but every day you could do something. You can go. We should walk every day. Every day we should walk 10,000 steps. That's no problem. That should be a standard of whatever that is. So I would always say 10,000 steps and stretching. I'm always big on stretching. So a lot of times my workouts, I'll work out 100%, 120%, 3 times a week. The rest of the days of the week are kind of like maintenance. They're 30 to 50%. Sometimes there's sometimes I go to the gym, I just do body weight stuff. So I'm just doing abs, squats, lunges, push ups, pull ups. A lot of time, sometimes my workouts are just that. And then I feel better the next day. So I'm not killing my body with weights all the time. So even if I'm sore, I like to do body weight stuff to get blood flow throughout my muscles so it rebuilds faster. And then stretching. Obviously, I stretch every day. I'm really big on stretching.
that's good. Stretching is very, very important.
We should
For,
do it every
yeah,
day.
yeah. And come to the 10,000 steps. I just want to get an idea of 10,000 steps. Is it a myth or is it a necessary? Because everyone don't have a luxury to spend for, at least for 10,000 steps, it will take an hour or plus. It depends on individual. For sometimes some people walk faster because of long legs. Some people it takes more time for them. Actually, maybe it takes 90 minutes for them to complete a 10,000 steps. So what's your thought
Sometimes
on that? Yeah.
I would say break it up. I'm not saying do it all at one time. See, the thing is me being in Thailand now. it forces you to walk everywhere, right? Like you can't take cabs everywhere because the traffic is so bad. So I'll walk to like the train system, then you walk. So I walk. I'll walk for 15 minutes, get on the train or something, and walk another 15, 20 minutes. So it's spread out throughout the day and it accumulates over time. And I feel tons better. I'll go somewhere and eat and then walk. And I always recommend that if you're trying to lose weight, eating and walking. So as soon as when you're done eating, you walk for 15 minutes. If someone's at work and they're on lunch, walk after 10, 15 minutes. Those add up. And then when you get home, again, another 10, 15 minutes. So if you add all this up, you're doing 45 minutes to an hour of walking without really focusing on the 10,000 steps. But walking is like the cheat code for losing weight. Because at the very least, I always tell people this, at the very least, walking cleans your body out. It's getting your blood flow throughout your body. It's cleaning out your system. It's cleaning out your organs, your muscles. It's getting the carbon dioxide out. At the very least, you're cleaning your body. And this is what working out does, is it cleans your system out. So if you have to find time to walk just for the cleaning aspect. Because a lot of times, especially like in America, they walk. People sit down all day. They sit in a car for however an hour or two. Go to an office, sit at the office for hours. Get in the car again, and then go home, sit again, watch TV for hours. There's constant sitting, and there's toxic things that's pooling up in your system. It's not getting out the toxic garbage that accumulates. So the walking is very important on your health, I believe.
Awesome. So I want to talk about belly fat and abdominal fat and visceral fat. So many people trying to reduce the body fat, um, mainly the tummy. A lot of people struggling hard to reduce the tummy, even though they go to gym regularly. They do 45 minutes an hour, but still the lower tummy they couldn't able to reduce. Even though they work out hard, they do a lot of push-ups, they do a lot of planks, everything. So,
Mhm.
how long it will take? Normally, if people will do regular gym, 45 minutes a day for 5 days a week.
The visceral fat. I that's my thing. I'm all about. I know a lot about visceral fat because it affects men, especially men when you get older. And then the visceral fat around your organs is the worst fat. That's the fat that it releases inflammation into your system. It leads to heart disease. It leads to diabetes. It leads to all these things. So a lot of times when if someone passes away, they'll put on their death certificate heart disease or this or that, when really it stems from the visceral fat around the organs. So one of the main things on visceral fat is you got to lift weights like five days a week. The lifting weights, building muscle will help dig into that visceral fat. It's the hard fat. The fat that's like usually under your chin, it's soft. You can pull it. It's more for energy. The ones around your organs, it tends to be harder. And alcohol really stores visceral fat. There's a combination that's very bad for men of stress, because when you're stressed out, you release the cortisol hormone. Cortisol hormone, it instantly stores fat. That's what it does. So if you're stressed out, your body is trying to protect itself, and it's trying to store fat around your organs because you're stressed out. It thinks that you are. It's evolved. It hasn't evolved to determine if you're stressed out about work or if you're stressed out about being chased by a tiger. So a lot of times your body just thinks it's a tiger. It wants you to run, and it's storing the fat around your organs because it wants you to run. So stress is a very big component of storing visceral fat. And if you're stressed out, which a lot of people do this, especially men, When you're stressed out and you go drinking because you think drinking is going to help with your stress, you are doubling the visceral fat that's being stored because alcohol is directly going to go right to around your organs. So the best thing to do when you are stressed out is go for a run. Your body is made for it. Your body go and work out. You have to move. You have to utilize that visceral fat into burning, into utilizing it for what it's made to do. Most people sit there, they drink, watch television, and it accumulates over time. And like I said, your body is not evolved. It doesn't know that you're stressed out about work. It doesn't know you're stressed out about the kids at home. It doesn't know if you're stressed out. It doesn't care. It only knows you're stressed out. So it wants you to run. It wants you to get out of there. It wants you to lift weights. And most people don't do that, right? So a lot of times when you have the visceral fat, it pops out. The worst thing you could do is eat garbage. And most people do that. Most people, they're stressed out. They'll eat ice cream, they'll eat cake because it feels good. Your body gives you that trigger that it feels good. But it's going right around your organs, right? The best time to drink and eat sugar is when you're relaxed. If you're relaxed and happy, your body can utilize that sugar differently throughout your system. It's all about stress, man. Your body, you're releasing a hormone when you're stressed out. And so you're literally changing yourself. And everyone's stressed out. Everybody is stressed out about something. And this is where a lot of people are overweight. They're storing and storing the fat because they don't understand what their body is trying to do. So, like I said, the best thing to do with visceral fat is you gotta move. You have to work out, and you have to. If you're stressed out, and it's hard to say this to some people, when you're stressed out, you got to eat right. You got to eat protein and veggies, man. You have to give your body the least it can to store the visceral fat. Because generally, your body can't really take protein and push it as fat because it's not made for that. So it's made to go into muscle tissue and it's made to rebuild. But if you're sitting there eating your pizza, it's going all around your organs. And that the best thing you could do to combat all these things is you got to run, you got to get out there and work out if you're stressed out. That's why the gym is so great for stress.
Yeah, that is really good advice for the people. So, and actually, we are almost there, running out of time, 5 more minutes. So, and the next question is I want to ask about the format of working out. Like a lot of people, if you go to gym, there is Monday means legs, Tuesday means shoulder. So is it always better to follow the format, right? So in a week, someone goes to gym 5 days a week. So how many times you have to do legs? You are already doing cardio every day you are walking. So how much added value if you do the legs apart from you do cardio?
I still would recommend twice a week. Even though you're doing cardio, it's not really, you're not building muscle. Walking is not really building muscle. You're getting blood flow throughout your body. So you still have to build the muscle. So I would always say twice a week on every body part. You want to space it out, obviously, so you give your body enough time to recover. But I would always say you got to do legs at least twice a week. And if you're doing, like I said, if you're doing like stairs, you still could do stairs. You're not really putting weight bearing things on your legs. So you could, if you're sore, I would recommend doing cardio. You still can go for light jogs because you're still going to rebuild faster. So I would still recommend doing legs about twice a week, just to keep the muscle strong and to build them.
That's good, actually. So, and another important question is a lot of people having a dilemma. A lot of people are calculating their nutrition when they eat. They are sometimes they weigh the machine and eating 100 grams, 200 grams. They are so strict in diet, actually. So sometimes many people are telling you are not enjoying life, you are calculating diet for You are calculating the measuring how much you are eating every day. That's not life. What's your thought on this?
My thing is this: eating people put eating garbage as in enjoying life. So for me, I like ice cream once in a while. I like donuts. Donuts are my one of my favorite things. But donuts make me feel like crap. Like it does. Me being in my 40s now, when I eat sugar, my joints flare up, my back flares up. So I feel the negative effects of it. So it's easy for me to kind of stay away from it at times. And I, like I said, I do enjoy it, but when I do, I feel like garbage. So what is enjoying life? Is that enjoying life? Is feeling like crap all the time? Because that's the thing, is you're enjoying this cake for 5 minutes, but will this 5 minutes give you joint aches for 2 3 days? It does for me, and I do, and I know it does for a lot of people. They just may not admit it or so. But eating garbage, you feel like garbage, and that's true. See, that for me, it's addicting to me to eat good because I feel good. My sleep is better when I cut sugar out. My sleep is great. Um, I feel, like I said, I feel great. My joints don't hurt. I have great workouts. Whenever I eat garbage, the workouts are a little sluggish. I'm kind of working through all of the garbage that I just ate. So the thing is like, what is enjoying life? Eating garbage all the time is enjoying life. I don't, drinking alcohol is enjoying life. Uh, how you feel after eating it is not, for me, it's not enjoyable. So I don't look at like ice cream and things or treats anymore, because when I did, I overate them.
Got
So
it.
right now I'll eat it once in a while, maybe to have it, but what's enjoying life? What I do now, I enjoy life. I enjoy waking up feeling good. I enjoy stretching. I enjoy being able to run. I enjoy going to the gym. That's my
That,
enjoyment of life.
that's good.
Improving myself is an enjoyment of life.
That's a great answer, actually. So I think we have one more minute. Actually, I just want to. We can definitely meet one more interview sooner. So the last question is someone with 30, 40, 50 who never been to gym. What is it? It's a window closed for them, or still they can. For example, someone never been to gym. They are 40, 45 years. Is it still windows open for them, right? They can go
it,
anytime.
it's 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 never too late. You
Yeah.
always can start. You always can build muscle now. You start. I mean, I've seen people in their 50s and 60s start lifting weights, and then they improve their quality of life, because that's what you're mainly doing it for. The older we get, it's going to be harder to walk. It's going to be harder to get up and down the stairs. It's going to be harder to get up and down off the toilet. You have to work out to make your life easier. So it doesn't matter about the age. Any age you start, you are going to improve your body to the point where your quality of life is going to improve too. I always recommend, and it doesn't have to be the gym 100% of the time. I just say movements.
Awesome.
Even if you do squats, right? If you could do squats, push-ups, pull-ups, if you could do these things on your muscles, they'll get better. You'll feel better. You'll have better movements. So it doesn't have to be weights all the time. Weights do help. Weights help build more muscle, but it's just moving.